As you can see, we have 2 round bra cups, and then we have rows underneath the bra cups, these ties, and we have some wide straps up here, and we have the back strap here. So for this process, we make first the round bra cup starting from the center going out, and then we make the rows under, and then we turn it to the side and we crochet rows, making decreases here until we have this thin strap. And we do the same with the other one and crochet a strap that we weave through here, and in the end we find the middle, or sort of the middle here, and make this strap where we decrease until it becomes this width. This measurement all the way across is our measurement 2, and then this measurement is our measurement 1. So take your yarn and hook. You can basically use any yarn and hook you want. Just gonna use this size 1 superfine and a 3mm hook. So here I'm gonna show you how to crochet in between the stitches. So here I'm working with double crochet, and normally you would crochet into the stitch like this. So for this stitch we crochet in between the stitches. So this is the holes in between each stitch, and you just make a regular double crochet, but just go into the hole. Now we're gonna start by chaining 4 and connect to a ring with 1 slip stitch in the first chain, and then we chain 2, and make 12 half double crochet in the ring, and I crochet over the yarn end as well. We have 12 stitches, and our 2 chains is not counted as a stitch, but we still crochet into it. So we go into the second chain in the beginning of the round and make 1 slip stitch, chain 2, turn over, and now you can see we have our 2 chains and 2 chains, and then we have the first hole here, and we're gonna go into that and make 2 double crochet stitches. 1 more, and do that into each hole. And this is our last hole, and as you can see, there's a hole here between this double crochet and the 2 chains, but we're not going to go into that. So we skip that hole and make 1 slip stitch into the second chain in the beginning of the round. Chain 2, turn over. So now for the third round, we make 1 double crochet into the first hole, and then we make 2 double crochet into the next. 1 into the first, 2 into the next. 1 and 2. 1 and 2, and just repeat that throughout the round. 2, 1, 2. Så det er så omgang 4, der er en stangmaske i hvert hul. To og 1 og 2. And again, now we are at the end. We make 1 into the last one, make 2. And again, skip the last hole, 1 slip stitch into the second chain, chain 2, and now we make 1 double crochet into each hole. So no increases here. One into each hole. 1 slip stitch into the second chain, chain 2, and now we make 1 double crochet into each hole. So no increases here. So now I've made an increase in the 3rd stitch, and I finished the round as before. 1 slip stitch, chain 2, turn over, and now for the next round we're gonna make, so for the next 2 rounds we're gonna do the same kind of increase. So for the round that we just made, I made the increase in every 3rd stitch. Now I'm gonna make it in every 4th stitch, then in every 5th stitch, and then I come back. So into the first, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So into the 4th stitch I make 2 double crochet, and again 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2. So just continue that. And once again, finish the round with 1 slip stitch in the second chain, chain 2, and turn over. And now for our 5th round, 1 double crochet in the first 2 holes. In the 3rd hole, make 2 double crochet. So for the next 2 rounds, we're gonna do the same kind of increase. So for the round that we just made, I made the increase in every 3rd stitch. Now I'm gonna make it in every 4th stitch, then in every 5th stitch, and then I come back. So now my diameter is just about a little over 15. So if I would make 1 more, so now my diameter is just over 15. It's not exactly 15 and a half, but basically. So I'm just gonna stop here with my bra cup. So I've chained 2 over here, and I'm just going to count the number of stitches, and I'm not going to count the 2 chains. I'm just going to count all the double crochet stitches in the round. So I have 84 stitches. Now I'm going to crochet over half of my round. So 84 divided by 2 is 42. So 42 stitches. So I'm going to do decreases in the beginning and in the end of the row, and I'm going to do 2 decreases on each side of the row. So I'm going to start. So again, we go into the first hole here, make the first decrease and the next decrease. So this is my last stitch, and for every row under the bra cup we're going to make 3 extra stitches spread out. So when I look at it right here, I could make an extra stitch here, here, and here. Just spread them out. So just make 3 extra double crochet. It doesn't really matter where you make them, just make sure that you make them. And when we've marked the stitch, it just makes it even easier. And then we make the 2 decreases here at the end. 1 and 2. And now we don't need this anymore. We can remove that. Chain 2. And again, decrease. And decrease. And again, we make 3 increases spread out. And try not to make it like directly. This is my increase from before. Try not to make it directly in the same, just make it maybe next to. We have measurement 1 and 1. 1 plus 1, a measurement. So for my case, that's 31 centimeters. 15.5 times 2, right? And then we have this part left for the measurement. What is left from 31 to my under bust measurement was 24. So this plus this is 24. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. So that means that this measurement needs to be 12. This measurement needs to be 12. And as you can see here, we have our edge, which is not completely straight because it has to sort of follow the bra cup. But now I'm just going to stop here. You could obviously just continue. I'm just going to stop. And then I'm going to take the number of stitches that I have on my bra cup, which is 84. And I'm going to divide 84 by 12. And that's 7. And maybe you won't get an even number, but then just round up or round down. And now we're going to chain 2 and turn this on the side. We have 2 rows that we just made. I'm going to crochet into the same row. And I'm going to count now my 2 chains as a stitch. So 1, 2. Into the next row, make 2 double crochet. You could also spread them out, I mean, it's okay. And now we are on our bra cup here, and we're gonna crochet over 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. As you can see, again we crochet into the holes. Chain 2. And I have 11 stitches on the first row, and we need to end up with 4 stitches. So we say 11 minus 4, and you just put your number in here, and in my case that's 7. So 7 decreases over 12 rows, right? So 12 divided by 7, that's 1.7. So that means that I have to do a decrease on every 1.7th row. I've made 1 decrease here, and I've just made 1 regular row, and then I'm gonna make 1 more regular row, sometimes on every row and sometimes on every 3rd row. It should be fine. So right now I'm coming back to the beginning, and this is our bottom side of the bra cup, so we're gonna decrease up here. So now I have 2 stitches left, and I'm gonna do a decrease. If you do it in the beginning or in the end, both is fine. And now I'm gonna make 1 regular row, so I'm just gonna measure it right now to see where we're at. It's almost at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2. So I'm just gonna continue until the thin strap measures around 30 centimeters. Now I've made my back strap, and I've made the thin part of the strap, and it measures 30 centimeters from here and to here. So between these 2 areas we need to make our strap for the neck. We need it to be 7 stitches wide. So I can just sort of go like this. Dum, 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 dum. Just to make sure that I'm on the middle. We have to count the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my first stitch. So here I'm gonna count the 2 chains as 1 stitch. That's the first hole, and then the next hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Chain 2. And this way I start my stitch in the first hole. So here we have 2 stitches, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're just gonna go back and forth like this. So we're going to stop when the bra cup measures just about 20 centimeters. And now we just make 1 decrease over the first 2 holes, like that. And then finish the row. Chain 2 and 1 more decrease in the beginning. We're just gonna continue making 1 decrease in the beginning until we have 4 stitches left on the row. So here we have now 4 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're just gonna continue without decrease. Now I've made the neck strap, and it measures just about 50 centimeters. So now I can break off the yarn. We're going to chain until we have 200 chains. If you want the strap to be a thick strap like this one, then we are going to make slip stitches into each chain. So go into each chain and make a slip stitch, and do that all the way down. But for this one I just want to make it thin, just to show another version. So just chain. I've chained 180, but it might be a little bit too much, because when we slip stitch over chains, the chains will shrink. So this is a lot longer than the other strap, but you could always just unravel some of it in this end. And the 10th hole here, just weave it in an upwards direction, and then we can just sort of skip a couple of holes each time we weave it in. Maybe skip 3 or 4 holes, depending on what you like. And of course you could also crochet over this edge. Just either make 1 single crochet into each hole, or make maybe 3 single crochet into 1 hole and then skip 2 holes, 3 into the next, and that way you can create a more solid edge. I've done that on the other one. So here you can see that there is a single crochet edge here with holes,